Zoom, how do you think globalization has influenced cultural diversity?
So I think the globalization is the main thing, and also the core factors that affect the cultural diversity. Because when the globalization just be popular, it will definitely be easy to understand if uh, like foreigners that come to your country, and I think that when they come to the country, they can know about your tradition, and they will know about your old city, and somehow they can may love it, and they can live it there. That will cause the cultural diversity, and like there will be a lot of the friends who know about the country, about your country. So I think that the globalization is the main things and the core factors to affect the cultural diversity. Hearing designer babies.
So, I think this is actually a very controversial topic, right? At least to me, I disagree with this practice, right? Both GMO and designer babies, and genetic engineering as a whole, because to me they are going against nature, and that is something that we have been doing since the dawn of time when, uh, you know, we have like technology advancements so on. I think that the fact that humans are trying to play gods here is, it's defining nature. It's defining what we are as a species, right? So let's say, you know, cloning, right? Few years ago, people has been able to clone like animals such as the sheep and possibly human in the future, like Blade Runner or something. And that is, you know, as I said, it goes against the rule of our world that, you know, it goes against our organic stuff, right? We are basically creating life from a lab, and at that point, will we consider them humans? Will we consider them animals or humans? Do we consider them as equal? I don't really know, and the same thing can be said for babies, like, you know, designer babies, because they are babies that has been their DNA, their genetics has been sorted out, maybe enhanced and improved, and pick the best. So a human soul, a human fate, is on the palm of the hand. You can give them pretty much any kind of things you want, but at least on the other hand, it's eliminate, or at least act as like a deterrent. I don't really know, like, it helps to prevent a lot of genetic defects like Down syndrome and cancer. So that is a good news. However, the rest I think is just completely destroy the cycle, the natural cycle, because, as I say, if a human identity is has been uh, like laid path out when they were still just a cell, it's kind of sad to imagine, like, in the future when everything that we used to right now is completely different because of us trying and experimenting on living organism and even ourselves. Maybe right now we don't see much changes, but in the future, if there's like cloning people to be slave labor force, then the morality can be assessed, you know, as a thing. So, uh, but I still think it's a very bad idea. So, in what ways do you think education systems around the world could be improved?
I think each, like every kind of education in the world, uh, they each country has their own way of education, but I think all of it have the same thing as uh, the way they organize the class. Everything will change after years, but classroom is not. It's not. Uh, Classrooms, uh, like they won't change. These for about century. For the centuries, I cannot see like big change in the organization of it, just the facilities and the way they teach students. And I think a way that education systems can be improved is to change how the normal classroom is organized and prepare. Like they can just they can suffer and also change the placement of the tables, desks, chairs to the U letter or other kinds of shapes, or use the a circle table to have the students to study in a group, or to make it be like be more interesting for the students to study. And I think is more about the homework. Uh, the homework is a thing that can make the students cannot do their hobbies and other kind of extracurricular activities after school. So I think there will be the better way if the school can give them less homework to just make sure that they can learn enough at school, and then after school they can do whatever they want to just make themselves be better from the mental health to the physical health. How can societies address the challenge posed by an aging population?
So, it's very hard because if there's anything, then the overall like trend of like developing country and developed country is quite opposite, right? So in developing countries, the populations increase steadily, right? Because they need a large amount of labor force, and things also affect by their traditions and culture and beliefs, so on. So they have you know a lot of babies and newborns, children and stuff. However, on the rest of the world, where like developed country, uh, they are like content with their life and they have no intent on uh, have a new generation. It is dangerous because people are just getting older and there's no younger people, and this cycle will eventually end because there is no uh, young people left. So, from what I can tell, the way to address this is probably only for like through propagandas and impose laws that may benefit when getting kids. For example, welfare, like people giving families like welfares, reducing taxes for family having newborns for like 2 or 3 years, better education systems, and encourage overall encourage people to see the benefits in creating a new generation to continue their legacy and to maintain what their predecessor has been doing. Because you know having a babies having children is a choice for people, and so you can't really force them to do so, and probably that is the best way to to make them see the benefits and to give them a reason to have kids, I guess. how can society discuss the impact of mass tourism on the environment and local communities?
I think the impact of it has their own like the merits and also the drawbacks. First of all, is about the environment and also the heritage of my country. Uh, there are a lot of places that can be damaged by the mass tourism and also the environment. When they travel to from country to other countries, there will be a lot of emission to the environment, and also there will be like more people in the hustle and bustle city, so it's just make it too crowded and too noisy with a lot of pollution from air pollution from the emissions to the noise pollution that everyone just talk and just go around with a lot of noises comes from different conversations. But when someone like with a lot of with a huge number of series come to a country, I think it will have a lot of local communications about the economics. It grows the local finance and also it grows the economics and also someone in the place that or the local places can learn something from the foreigners, and I think that that will be the really big and useful marriage. But the environment comes from the mass tourism. I think that will be big things to discuss and to just debate about it because there will be a lot of emissions and carbon footprint comes from the transportation that belongs to the the tourists that from other countries, even in the country where the mass tourism makes it be worse in the transport and the air pollution. And the last question